Social media platforms are full of the UK's grooming gang story. This outburst started after a series of social media posts from Elon Musk targeting British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. These gangs are essentially groups of men who, in an organized manner, target children, especially girls as young as 11 years old, and can also have troubled childhoods and backgrounds. The men befriend these young teenage girls, establish what they call a relationship with them, and refer to these victims as their girlfriends. They give their victims a false sense of belonging and then sexually exploit them. It doesn't stop there. The culprits invite their friends and other members of their gangs to also sexually exploit the victims. In quite a few cases, the victims have given statements saying they were forced into prostitution by these culprits. One of the most talked about cases is from the town of Rotherham in southern Yorkshire. This case has also been highlighted in social worker Professor Alexis Jay's report, which was commissioned by the British government and was to form the basis of the UK's policies to prevent these activities. The report was submitted in 2014 and estimated that over 1,400 children were raped by grooming gangs in Rotherham between 1997 and 2013. Professor Jay's report also alleges that the council staff and other authorities turned a blind eye to many of these cases. Then there's a 2024 report about the Rochdale case in the Greater Manchester area. This report says over 250 victims were sexually exploited within the city limits between 2004 and 2013. It also identified 96 men who are yet to be prosecuted and continue to pose a threat to children. A third commonly talked about instance is from the UK county of Cornwall, where a group of men and one woman were prosecuted for the rape and sexual exploitation of 30 children. But there's a race angle to these cases, which is also a subject of debate. In the Rochdale and Rotherham cases, for instance, many perpetrators were Pakistani Britishers. Professor Jay's report says that in the Rotherham case, the authorities turned a blind eye to some complaints because they did not want to be branded racist. Multiple other reports also allege that cases were not pursued due to racial considerations. However, not all these gangs were purely non-Caucasian, but these cases have not seen as heavy a coverage. Grooming gangs have become a matter of discussion on social media platforms like X after they first cropped up as an offshoot of the immigration debate. It picked up steam when Safeguarding Minister Jess Phillips reportedly refused to sanction a government inquiry into the Oldham case, and this prompted Elon Musk to post a barrage of posts criticizing liberals in the UK and the Keir Starmer government itself. As things stand, despite many studies and inquiries, there is still no clarity on the magnitude of these crimes or the number of victims. While many cases have been prosecuted successfully, allegations are that many have not been investigated at all, let alone reaching the prosecution stage. There are also allegations that a few cases were mishandled. The fact that this has now become an international talking point has thrown light on the fact that sexual exploitation of women, underage girls, and sex trafficking is an international problem, and that authorities around the world have to do better on prosecuting culprits and protecting victims.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC-TV18 on all of our digital platforms.